What's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy TheTrueRawGamin. I don't rap it for you, man. I don't script it for you. Get that shit to you raw. In today's video, we are gonna do a Sohei overview for this character, man. And the reason I'm making this video is I put a poll up. I'll put it up on the screen here. I put a poll up and pretty much kind of seeing where the where people think this character is, and the poll says one thing and the comments are completely different. Like, I have guys in there arguing that he is S tier. We have some guys saying that he is arguably one of the best characters in the game. We have some people saying that the character is completely garbage. So today we're going to just go ahead and end this debate. We're going to go through, I'm going to tell you what the character's strengths and weaknesses are. So if you guys enjoyed this content or my content, make sure you drop a like, drop a sub, drop a comment down below what you guys want to see next. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, man. And as always, we're going to start with the ones. The duels, and this character is very unique. I feel that if anything, this would be where the character would probably have a better chance as far as the average lobbies. When you're talking about competitive, he can be used a little bit different. Your average players aren't going to know how to do certain ganks. They're not going to understand hit stun system, so we're going to leave that out. I would say for the duels, I mean, this is probably the best way you're gonna get to use him, and even then, he still has some things that's holding him back. So, for one, let's talk about some of the good things he has. His kit, very easy to use, very easy to understand. I think once you get past all the gimmicks and the flashiness, it's pretty simple. Land the finishers to get the soul on the weapon. Once you get enough souls on that weapon, you'll be able to one-shot someone. Now on paper, it sounds really good. It sounds really easy. In practicality, it's not that easy. And I think the thing with the character that really stands out the most is the amount of times you have to hit someone to realize you are winning or losing the fight. He already has a low amount of damage. I mean, like, it's so low we don't even need to go over the damage numbers. Like, it's negligible. Doesn't even need to know about it. It's so low. And the thing is with him, he'll be hitting you and hitting you and hitting you, and you think that you're winning this fight just to realize he's not even in the red area. So, in practicality, it's a lot hard to land some of these things especially when you're doing your basic combos. His opener, I wouldn't even consider a real opener, other than the bash. I don't think his bash is very strong compared to some of these other characters who can feint their bashes and charge their bashes. I would even say Ocelotto's bash is even faster. I mean, it's faster than his, and it feels better, feels more efficient. Not even including the Enchain one. The thing with this character is he has the potential, and I think people are exploiting the potential wrong. When you're talking about duels, you want to get the souls off, because without getting the souls, the character's completely useless. I'm just gonna say that it's completely useless. If you can't get souls, the character's completely useless. The minimal damage is very ass. You're doing the riposte. They're garbage. Other than just to give you the souls. I mean, the only real viable way of getting the souls consistently. So if you're talking about a high skill player and when you want to start creeping into the realm of competitive, these guys are able to react to animations. These guys are able to react to the parry flash. You're not gonna get a fainted GB off too many times. So the character isn't too strong in duels. That's just what it is. He's not that strong in duels. I think for the average player, he'll be a little bit easier. But when you're playing against some of these guys who's able to react, you're cooked, bro, because I mean, you have no other balance. I mean, you can't afford to play defense because his ripostes are just so minimally garbage. His lights, neutral lights, aren't that much better than the riposte, so it's like you're not getting a big enough trade-off. The only one that you can really get a trade-off is if you're getting light parries, and then when you're getting light parries, you're just gonna get the zone off, which is 24 damage or whatever. But you either pick between that and the riposte, which isn't going to be any damage. So it's really all about those souls. If you can't get the souls off, you're going to struggle. That's just what it is. That's the nature of it. There's the end of it. I categorize him as somebody who's not I would say S tier, meaning you are this hands down one of the best characters. You're giving almost every person in the cast an issue. And that's not him. A tier, you are well above average. You can compete against most of the cast and do very well against some of the better cast in the game. I don't see that either. I have him maybe B tier because he's not ass. He's above average. If you're able to play him the most efficient way, getting the souls, he's gonna be probably B tier. But if you can't get the souls off, we're talking about a B tier, bro. So this character really depends on your opponent and how strong you are with the character. I feel like the skill ceiling with the character isn't that high, especially in duels. It's pretty noticeable. So if you're a sweaty ass dude and you're probably really fucking good, I'm only gonna give you a B tier. Anything after that, if you're just not the top of the top, you're probably C and below. To be honest, C is generous. I don't see very many. Very many average players doing that well with them. So that's just what it is. Moving into fours is a little bit different. Fours gets a little tricky. I say it gets tricky because you have different situations where a character can be used, different scenarios where a character could be picked to be put in. You can control a lot different things. You can control the outcome of certain situations. So this is where, in my personal opinion, I believe he shines more because of the play style that they're trying to have you play. Now follow me here. If you're still watching, you need to follow me because this is where things are starting to go a little in a different realm here. Most characters are not going to play like this. Most people in the game who play For Honor are not going to play this character. When it actually drops for people to buy it and not with money, with steel, people are not going to like him. There are still players who wait for the steel drops, wait for it to drop on steel. I used to do that. I bought this one because I wanted to try it out, and I'm not playing this guy. I thought I was going to play him probably the first day. The second day, yeah, this isn't going to work. Because the truth of the matter is, one, he just has too many things going for him that's negative, I would say, for fours. For one, his hitbox is absolutely, it's atrocious. It's horrible. It's egregious. It's heinous. It's ass. Like it's horrible. Like there's no reason to even try to do anything that's wide sweeping. I mean, you got characters like JJ. You even got characters like BP. They got a better hitbox than him. Don't let a MedJ pop in there. I mean, you got wide sweeping heavies, man. Like you have so many other characters who can just clear an area. So, not even talking about fighting. He can't clear minions that well. So that's just that. You can torch him for that. He's not going to be useful for that. Don't even worry about it. Don't even go near the minions. Don't even do it. Trying to have a big team fight, he's completely fucking useless. I don't see very much use for the guy. He's going to sneak some damage in. But it's all selfish gameplay, basically. Because what they want you to do is they want to build yourself up. When you get the souls, their whole gameplay is to have the souls and make your opponent afraid of you when you have the souls. Not to what all these other guys are out here doing are just, bam, as soon as they get the souls, they're blasting you for 118 damage because the feat bumps up the damage. That's not what they intended it for. They intended it for him to walk around with those souls, and in the sense that he needs to do it, he'll fucking get you out of there. And there's nothing you can do about it. But until then, you gotta wait and see if he's gonna use it. It's a threat. It's a threat. He's supposed to be a walking reaper of death, and people aren't playing him that way. So the way he's actually supposed to be played, he heavily relies on a team. That's gonna go over everybody's head. If anybody is still probably watching at this point, that is the whole reason them making this character. I mean, think about it. The feats, right? Think about the feats. He's able to debuff you off the rip, right? Off the rip. He's able to heal himself with the souls. He's able to do more damage with the souls. He's able to give himself 6 souls. That is a walking reaper. Like he is designed to inflict fear. You don't know what's gonna happen. He walks up to the scene and you think he has no souls. Bam, he pops his 4th. He's got full souls. What's he gonna do with it? What's he gonna do? Are you gonna stand and deal with this fight? Because he's got a 50-50 bash now. If he bashes, you're cooked. You're cooked. He pops that debuff and bashes you. It doesn't matter if you have full health or not. You're done. You're done. Any character in the cast, if he pops that first feat and then hits you with that bash attack, it is over. There is no character in the cast that can survive that. You're dead. So he's able to get you out of there, but he's also able to heal himself in a situation where he needs to stay in the fight longer. So he can control, okay, my team is losing this fight. I'm probably not going to have time to get this hit off. Let me heal myself. And it's going to go all the way up. It's not going to do no 25 health. No, full health. That's almost like fighting an additional person. So he can really put a wrench in someone's gameplay by just being a presence. And that's the thing people don't realize. So with that being said, in my personal opinion, the player who plays him the most optimal, meaning he's just there. Every single fight he's there. You are seeing him slowly stack up those souls. He's able to get them souls early, it's over. If you can't kill that motherfucker and he's got all those souls, you're going to be in trouble. You better start using feats to kill him. Because if he stands in front of you, you're in trouble. Especially in the competitive, man. If he's able to get his hands on you in a 1v2, or because, you know, they're coordinated. If he's able to get a confirmed bash on you, dude, it's GG's. Do you know how annoying that would be for a team to allocate around this guy just stacking up souls so they can consistently one-shot somebody? I mean, think about that. Like, it's all theoretical with this character. There's nothing baseline evidence that's saying that he is going to be the shit. This is all dependent on the person who's playing him, the team he's with, and the people he's going against. That is a lot to determine this character on. So, with all of that said, in my personal opinion, he does some things right, where he's able to change the tide of the fight by just merely being there. In the right hands, this dude is literally a walking nightmare. He is a walking rage quit. Like, you cannot deny that he will one-shot you. If you do not have any buffs on your team, and this dude knows what he's doing with this character, you're in trouble. Go ahead and not run a BP and see what happens. Choose to not run a BP and see what happens. Choose and not to run a BP and give you shields, and watch how many times you're going to get one-shotted by a coordinated team. I don't think that we've seen a coordinated team pop up in here. I think that's the problem. So, me personally, in my honest opinion, after all my experience in this game, I'm not putting him S tier. Right? S tier would mean you are definitively like, you cannot deny that you are absolutely one of the best characters out there. That is what S tier is. A tier, once again, you're like right under there. You are one of the top characters in the game. You do really well against most characters in the game. And just going further and further down, I'm going to have to say I would put him, if we're talking theoretical here, if the guy who's playing the character is fucking phenomenal, like this is his main, like this dude's at least A tier. At least. At minimum A tier. Minimum. Like, you can't go no lower than A tier. It is a hard, strong A, potentially S. Like, you would have to see some concrete evidence to see him going to S. I would say he's arguably strong A within a coordinated team with a solid player who plays that character. For the rest of everybody else, this is for everybody else watching this video. This character is not that good. He's a very selfish character, selfish feats that really don't help the team. So, with that being said, he's going to drop all the way down to probably a B tier. That's just the truth. He has way too much that's not going for him. He can't anti-gank because he doesn't have any damage. He can't anti-gank because he doesn't have any fucking range. He can't really help in a big team fight because none of his moves stretch out that much. He's not doing enough damage. There's really no point of even ganking with the guy. I mean, he has some things here. I had a clip or two here. He's got something going for him, but I mean, for the most part, like, I'm not seeing him being super dominant. I mean, there's just so many other characters that do it better. Yeah, the GB stab can, you know, confirm a lot of stuff, but there's just so many other characters. Like, why would you give him a chance over Shinobi? Like, there's just so many different characters. There's so many other high damage characters like Nabushi. You gank with a Nabushi and you're bleeding and you do a 35 damage heavy. That's a massive gank. There's no reason to give up someone like that to have this guy on your team. So, like I said, that's my personal opinion for Duels. I don't have him that well, dude. I just don't. I'm sorry. I'm giving him B, max, C tier for everybody else. And just based on your skill, based on that, it goes lower than that. And then for 4s, I got to give him A tier if you're a solid ass player with a nice coordinated team. because you can be a solid player and just not have a coordinated team playing with a bunch of randoms and just get shit on. Solid player, solid team. I give him A tier. Rest of everybody else, including me, because I'm probably not playing this character, he's gonna be B and below. So overall, the character's about a B tier character. That's my take. If you guys enjoyed this video, man, if you guys got another opinion, let me know below, man. I don't rep it for you. I don't sugar it for you. I'm gonna get that shit to you raw, man. Thank y'all for coming out.